The biggest problem that we see when manifesting anything that we want is that we have attachment. And that only keeps attachment from you being fully free. It also blocks any kind of manifestation that you're trying to manifest, that you're trying to create. It blocks a lot of your fulfillment and your happiness. And so we need to understand what creates attachment in the first place in order to know how to release attachment. So what I believe, what creates attachment within our lives, within our reality, is firstly coming from our identity, or the way that how we perceive ourselves and what belongs to that kind of identity. Meaning that if you've been raised in order to climb the societal ladder, for example, something that you might be attached to are beliefs that you need to have a certain level of education, that you need to have a certain level of authority or a level of success within your career in order to be accepted and to be loved, for example. That could be an attachment to a certain belief. But another sort of attachment that we could have is attachment to material, because often we have a perception around identity that whenever you like a specific thing or you hang out with a specific group of people, that belongs to your identity. Or when you dress in a certain way, or when you talk in a certain way, that all belongs to a certain identity. Even within the spiritual realm, there is identity. People who identify themselves with spirituality, you might see that in the way that they dress, in the way that they talk, in the way that they create habits, the way that they also identify their life. So within spirituality, that's the funny thing, there's also identity. And so we need to recognize whenever our ego is identifying with certain things, that those beliefs, those materials, those habits, those ways of speaking, that is not who we truly are. Because all that this identity does is creating attachment around what we believe that we should be, or what our reality should look like, and what we should achieve, or what we should have in order to be fully whole. And this brings me to the second point of what creates attachment, is that we have that needy energy. Whenever we feel that something belongs to our identity, or something that we need in order to be fully whole, basically, that's when we have needy energy. And needy energy creates attachment. It means that we cannot let go of a certain thing, or we cannot let go of a certain desire, because otherwise we are in danger. Otherwise, we are losing a sense of ourself. We are losing a sense of our identity. And so that needy energy is also what creates attachment. It's what creates the belief that without this thing, we are not fully whole. We are not, for example, able to be loved, or we don't belong in any way. So we have to be fully aware when things like this happen, or when our identity creates these kind of attachments. Now, there is another way. I truly believe that this attachment is created within our lives. I truly think that the core basis of what creates attachment is pain, it is fear, and it is the need for survival. Because I truly believe that if we truly felt loved, if we truly felt accepted in who we truly are as a being, without having a certain identity, without having material, without having achieved certain things, if we truly were loved and accepted for that, then we wouldn't have that pain or that fear or that need for survival. I think that within this matrix that we live in, within this society, we are conditioned to become a certain way in order to survive, basically, in order to have our primary needs met. And therefore this whole separation between people started to take place. This whole separation between what life should look like, how we should behave, and the way that our reality should be created. The separation between different perceptions. And so what we're living in right now, the times that we're living in, is unifying that, unifying the fact that we are all made of the same, that we're all pieces of source energy, and that we are multifaceted beings, that we don't have to limit ourselves to a certain identity, we don't have to limit ourselves to a certain philosophy or lifestyle. We are everything and anything and nothing at the same time, and we can be anything and nothing without placing ourselves inside these boxes that create the attachment. So then this brings me to how to release attachment. How can we release this attachment? How can we be fully free? The number one thing I believe is seeing and recognizing, most importantly, that we are whole, that you are whole, that you are not lacking anything when you don't have these things, or when you don't live up to certain standards or things that you've been conditioned to believe. You are whole just by being you. There's nothing that you need, nothing that you can add to yourself or your identity to become more whole. So that is what we have to recognize. You have to recognize that you are a piece of source, and that is your essence. And you cannot become more whole than just being that. So you are already whole. The second way of how to release attachment is getting rid of that needy energy. Seeing that there is always enough to go around. There is always enough for you. Also, when you're letting go, and we have to recognize that, especially when you're letting go of this needy energy, that you are making space, you're creating space to receive more in your life. So it is so the opposite of what we're taught to believe. It's that we need to let go. We need to make space for something in order to get more of it, basically. We're taught to hold on. We're taught to save money. But we need to make space. We need to see that there's always enough to go around, and that you will never go without when you're letting go. That's how you release that needy energy. And this brings me to the last way of how to release attachment, and I truly believe that this is the key. This is the key to everything in life. This is the key to entering more beautiful, higher vibrational states of being It is the key to fulfillment. It is the key to purpose. It is the key to freedom. It's the key to a lot of different things. It is the key to attracting more of what you want. And this key is gratitude. Practicing gratitude for what you already have, for who you already are, for what you already have accomplished. Gratitude is the key to getting everything and anything that you ever wanted without feeling the lack of that you're needing more. You're simply grateful for what you have and who you already are and what is right now. And therefore, the universe will reward you with more without you feeling that you need more. This is the most beautiful state that you can get to. It's gratitude. It's such a beautiful state to be in. And this is what will release you from all attachment that you have. Let me know in the comments how you are releasing attachment from your life and what you feel you need to release in order to become fully free, in order to become fully liberated. Thank you so much for liking this video, for commenting, for sharing this video with anyone who needs to hear it right now. And for those of you who are new here and haven't already subscribed to my channel, remember to do so, as you will be the first to watch all of my videos every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so that you can create your best life. Remember, we have such an exciting future to look forward to, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. Thank you so much for being here, and I am looking forward to see you in the next video. Bye for now.